tired.
Chill. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What it do? First episode, inaugural. How do you say it? Is that how you say the word? Inaugural, right? Inaugural episode of He Said, She Thinks. And basically, it's our first podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a minute because I feel like I got a lot to say. And I think my point of view needs to be heard in the world. But basically, it's going to be a podcast about, we're going to have a perspective. It's going to be from a married couple. We are married. Want to introduce yourself? Who's the beautiful co-host?
The beautiful co-host is Mrs. Erica Carter.
Mrs. Erica Carter.
Yes, I have to get used to saying Mrs. because I'm so used to saying Miss.
Miss what?
Miss Erica.
At
school. I work with kids, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I don't really like saying Mrs. because it makes me feel old. And I'm not old.
Are old.
I'm not old.
You're older than me. But anyways.
I'm sorry, 20-something isn't old.
20-something? 20
yeah,
what?
20-something.
Aren't we celebrating like a super big birthday party this year?
25 isn't that big of a deal.
25? Well, I'm 25 and you're older than me, so...
So it's always rude to say a woman's age, especially on a podcast.
Oh, okay. So I won't say her age. Y'all could find her on Instagram at Erica Miss Carter.
And she doesn't look
and you can look
old
at her pictures and be like, and guess her age. But anyways, so basically this podcast is going to be basically talking about current events, life topics, things of that nature. To where we're basically, you get a married couple's perspective, a woman and a man's perspective. We will be having guests and stuff. And basically, I don't know, my goal here is to force you guys to think. I don't like to talk. It's funny, but I do like to talk. I like to give my perspective and have in-depth conversations.
He loves to talk
with people. I really don't, actually.
I couldn't tell.
I actually would really love to, I could sit in a corner and just be by myself all day long. But, so our job is to basically I want to try to, provide a positive spin on the media life. And in the world in general, because the world is crazy. So it's I just feel like we have a positive background. I'm a Christian. I think my wife is a Christian sometimes. She be wilding out. But I think most of the time Erica's a Christian, right?
I'm always a Christian.
Most of the time. So you get a good positive background. But, at the end of the day, we are realistic individuals. I'm far from perfect. I'm so far from perfect that I took a shot or two before starting the podcast. It just is what it is. But... You're still going to get a real perspective from, I would say we have a solid foundation. We newlyweds, not even a year into this yet. May 15th, actually, will be our 1-year anniversary, right?
Yeah, May 15th. Looking forward to it. What are you going to get me?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm going to get you a listener on the podcast.
You want it to be our first and only wedding
that's not going to happen.
Anniversary?
I'm too amazing. But anyway, so basically, our goal is to just provide perspective, point of view to the world that is, in this lost, crazy world. Have some fun stuff, some fun games. In the future, we're going to have some other people join us to just, have conversation.
Sounds good to me.
Good to go?
Alright,
so we want to basically, first we're going to start off with, I want to start the podcast off right with is being relevant and current in the news today. So I know politics is big, but honestly at the end of the day, I really don't care. I think Donald Trump's crazy. I think Bernie Sanders is really old, even though he's probably, in my opinion, the best candidate. I think Hillary Clinton has no idea what she's talking about. I think she's too busy trying to be cool and black, trying to dab and stuff. You don't think so?
No, I don't think that she's trying to be cool and black.
Really? She's writing on the fact that her husband was called the first black president. She's dabbing and why are you dabbing and doing the nay and trying to do all this other cool stuff.
Because that's what people do in 2016. I don't think that she's trying to be black.
She's a 69-year-old white woman dabbing. I guarantee.
What's wrong with the 69-year-old white woman dabbing? Is there a dabbing law where you have to be a certain age
if we go to the mall right now,
to dab?
There will not be one 69-year-old white woman dabbing.
I think there would be.
I would. We're gonna.
There's one on TV, so I'm sure there's one at the mall. But she's doing
that just to try to gain the black vote, so that the young black people will vote for her in order to gain a bigger following, I think.
And I don't see anything wrong with that.
So you think Hillary Clinton's a good candidate?
I think that her husband was a great president.
Why? Actually, you know what I learned today? Interesting fact that her husband was a great president. People call him the first black president. I actually found out today. This is I don't know if this is I don't know the actual numbers. I'm horrible at facts, but I'm really good at remembering information. And I learned today that he was for black people, right? Like for the minority. But during his time in presidency, he actually had the highest incarceration rate of black people. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
And it's like even Hillary came out recently and apologized for that, saying that it was wrong, even though she fully supported it. Now she wants to try to come and have a reform about it, stuff like that. I don't know. As of right now, I'm just saying, hopefully, I guess Bernie Sanders is probably my vote. Who you got?
Well, you know what? I honestly have not been paying attention that much because I'm still mourning the fact that Obama isn't going to be our president after.
I know you see the gas prices though.
Year.
Hey, Obama got the gas prices down in California. I paid $2.05. I was juiced.
Yeah, I mean, the gas prices are pretty nice right now, but I can't give an honest opinion because I've not been paying attention. But I will pay attention.
To be a 20-something-year-old individual, you probably should pay attention because it's gonna affect our future, especially when money changes. Because the only thing with Bernie Sanders is what I hear is people if they make over $250,000 a year, he's trying to tax them at like a 65% tax bracket. And right now I'm broke, but I plan on being.
You're broke? If you're broke, that means I'm broke, and I don't.
Broke.
We're not broke.
I mean.
Don't even say that.
What?
We're not broke.
I mean.
You can be broke, but I'm not broke.
Well, I look at it as.
Are my nails done? Yeah. My hair done? Check.
Your nails, hair done. That's.
Car full. Bills paid.
I'm talking
vacation
about
plan. Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways.
Okay.
I'm not in the $250,000 tax bracket yet.
Not yet.
But I plan on being there at the end of this year, the end of next year. And he is trying to tax rich people a heck of money. And that's why I don't know if I'm fully supportive. I don't know if I'm fully supportive of it yet because of that fact. And I'm like, I kind of like my money, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
But we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, and I thought we weren't going to talk politics tonight.
We're not talking politics.
Yeah, we kind of are.
Whatever. We talked enough. Anyways, go ahead. So we have a current event section then. We're going to start off every podcast with a current event. I guess what's relevant in the media based on our young youth. So what are we talking about today, Erica?
I am going to just touch on this new, I don't even know what to call it, phenomenon. Or at least it's new to me. But apparently you can choose the gender of your child.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. That's how I know I'm not going to have no daughters. That's exactly the reason.
Just because you can choose the gender of your child doesn't mean that we are going to choose. I'm kind of excited about surprises. I like surprises.
I see. I don't like surprises, especially if you can like depict the answer. But anyways, go ahead.
But Chrissy Teigen chose to have a girl.
That wasn't smart.
Using a PGD test.
And what is the PG? What does PGD stand for?
I don't really know. What PGD stands for.
But you know it's a PGD test.
But I know it's a pre-implantation genetic diagnosis. Bam.
So why not do that? So you don't agree with what she did?
I just feel like it's very unnatural.
But it's very natural. It's like, for instance, like when I was marrying you, I was like, oh cool, my girl, I found my girl. She's tall, her daddy tall, her brother tall. I was like, my son gonna be tall. League bound.
And watch you have all short daughters.
But I'm not gonna have daughters because of this PGD test. I'm gonna be like Chrissy Teigen and what's her boyfriend, her husband, John Legend, right?
Legend, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that pulling out or picking and choosing, the chromosomes, I just feel like it's just really unnatural. And it's just giving us way too much control.
But birth control is unnatural.
Or maybe over things that maybe we don't need to have control over. And birth control can be unnatural depending on the type of birth control that you take, like the kind that I used to take.
It's unnatural.
was a natural, but now I'm on the natural form of birth control.
What is natural birth control?
Checking my fertility calendar to see when I'm ovulating.
Yeah, we're not rolling with that. Though.
No,
we've
but
already discussed
we've been rolling with it.
Yeah. Anyways, so you know what else was the current event?
I like how you did that.
No, for real. You know what else was the current event? I thought this was amazing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Breakfast Club. You probably are. The Breakfast Club is a whatever radio station, super big, popular, whatever. They got DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and Angela Yee.
I'm familiar with Ryan Seacrest in the morning, Kiss FM.
Yeah, you know, I'm a super fan of Ryan Seacrest. Like, I think he's one of the most amazing hosts ever.
Yeah, he is.
And I actually model a lot of the stuff that I want to do after Ryan Seacrest and Nick Cannon. Isn't that weird?
And they're both like metrosexuals.
I don't know what metrosexual even means. But I like...
Let's just say they have good style.
Whatever.
And they take their time to have it.
So you're trying to say I don't take my time to have good style?
I said they're both metrosexuals, and you just said that you model yourself after them.
Well, I mean, they're public figures. It's like Nick Cannon. Like, people like discredit Nick Cannon. Like, people trying to laugh at Mariah Money and all this stuff. Like, if you look at Nick Cannon, my dude does everything. He's a comedian. He's an actor. He's a host. He's a business owner. He does everything. And you look at Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest is like the button pusher. And like, if you ever pay attention to like the events he hosts, like the red carpets and stuff, like, I don't know, I'll be looking at stuff from a different perspective. And when I see Ryan Seacrest on the red carpet, like, there's no such thing as dead air when there's Ryan Seacrest. Did you see? Oh, speaking of current events, it's a little old, but for the Grammys, did you see Bow Wow, what he did?
No.
This is a perfect example.
Definitely did not hear about Bow Wow on E! News.
Okay, well, he should have been on E! News.
He's not that relevant.
He was hosting the opening thing for the red carpet for the whatever station it was on.
Wait, for what?
He hosted the red carpet stuff. I don't know this. I don't know all the little stupid stuff.
He wasn't on E!
I don't know details. He wasn't. He hosted the red carpet though for the Grammys or whatever it was. He was inside the Grammys. Whatever happened. Anyways, Bow Wow, Shad Moss. He was doing like the Grammy countdown. Like, oh, the Grammys are about to start, and 5, 4, right? Mm-hmm. So then it came down, but it was really like 2 minutes left. So after he did the countdown, he was looking at the crowd, and like nothing was happening. Excuse me. And then they were like, "No, Bow Wow." Like, you could tell there in his ear, like, "Do it again." And he did the countdown again, but it was like 1 minute and 30 seconds left. So he did another countdown. Then he started to dance, like, "Oh, okay, you guys see everybody coming in." Like, he messed the Grammy countdown up like 3 times, and it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can tell. I mean, he didn't have the ability to really roll with the punches. And when you have someone who's like a Ryan Seacrest or like Nick Cannon, when you see them host events, like, that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't have those miscues. And if they do have the miscues, you can't even tell it's a miscue. With Bow Wow, it was obvious. Like, he was like, "Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, the Grammys are starting right now," and then nothing happened.
How do you find this out? Like,
it was all over everything.
I never seen it.
Cause you don't like.
And I know more about celebrity news than you know.
Obviously you don't, because that was celebrity news, and just you only know like
A-list celebrities.
But Bow Wow's on a super television show, so technically he'll be an A-list celebrity. What show is he on? NCSI. I don't watch it, but people do.
Oh, you don't even know the name of it?
Nah. But anyway, so talking about the Breakfast Club, and the Breakfast Club has this thing they call it. Well, Charlamagne has a thing on the Breakfast Club, and he calls it Donkey of the Day. And basically, he talks about someone who did something stupid, wherever, right? You'll probably get, if he knew who you were, you'll get Donkey of the Day a lot. Like, really, she did that? Donkey of the Day. But anyway.
Really, she married him? Donkey of the Year.
Jokes. No, but that won't happen. But so, on this show, on He Said, She Thinks, we're going to do what's called Saint of the Day. So basically, it's someone that does like a good event or something positive for the world. Make sense?
Yeah.
So we're kind of lean towards that to try. Like I said, it's going to try to be it's a positive spin, because I mean, at the end of the day, we're positive individuals. I mean, at least I think so, right?
Oh, I'm definitely positive with a capital P.
You're positive with a capital P.
Oh yeah.
Nah, but okay. So I think the Saint of the Day actually it's ironic, I guess you would say, but it's gonna go to actually Barack Obama.
Oh.
Do you know why?
Why? Because he's the best president ever?
No, that's not why.
Okay, why?
I mean, he is a dope president, but The reason why is because he's basically, what he's doing is showing that it's possible. He actually, it's really not even him. It's this girl. It's Barack. It has to do with Barack Obama because he did it, but it's actually because of Miss Virginia McLaurin. You know that name?
Yeah.
No, you don't. See, why you lying? Why you always lie?
No, tell me.
But real talk. No, there's a girl named Virginia McLaurin. She's 106 years old, and she got to visit the White House. And of course, that's why I said Barack Obama is the saint of the day. Because he, of course, allowed and manufactured to make that happen. I don't know the full details, but I just know the fact that 100, and she was like so happy to see him, and she's 106 years old.
Wow.
I mean, she was born in 1910.
Wow.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
And it's like to know the growth, like the things that she had to experience, like she's seen everything that happened bad.
Yeah.
Like she was drinking out of water fountains that said "colored folks only."
Well, my mom was doing that, and she wasn't born in 1910. But
well, I know that, but I'm just saying, like she experienced that.
My mom was born in 1950 something, 1955, and yeah, she drank.
So that means her kids and her grandkids was drinking out of water fountains too. Like she had to deal with a lot.
Well, yeah, my kids will probably drink out of water fountains too.
That said colored folks only?
Well, you didn't say that.
That's what I said. I did say for colored folks only. I didn't say that's why you brought your mama.
I drank out of a water fountain this morning.
That's because you're a big child. Anyways.
They have them at the gym.
Anyways, Miss Virginia McLaurin is 106 years old, and basically one of her, she was interviewing, she talked about how she would never even dreamed of the thought of even going to the White House. And not let alone that she was actually able to go to the White House, but she actually was able to see a black president. Like she was in a time where you couldn't even eat in a restaurant with white people. You couldn't drink the same water as white people, and now she's in the White House as a 106-year-old black lady with a black president, and I just think that's dope. And that's why Barack Obama gets the Saint of the Day week. However often we're gonna drop this podcast. But basically because he gave her the opportunity. Like, can you imagine that? Like, people, like even me growing up, and I'm only 25, and me growing up, I used to be like, there'll never be a black president in America. There's too many, like, white people are the majority. And I'm not racist. I got a bunch of,
yeah, because you look like you're half white.
Shut up. Anyways, but it ain't got nothing to do with race, but I just never think, because when you have the majority of people are going to vote for the majority, and if most of America is, Caucasian or white, whatever you want to say, I mean, why would they not vote for their color? I mean, if you just go to school and you'll see black people hang with black people, segregation is still real. It's just different.
I don't see it as much anymore.
Really?
Not as much.
Because you work with little kids.
I work in elementary school, and I have students from the ages of 6 to 11.
And you don't see naturally kids just kind of flock to like.
No, so I've been working at my school for about 5 years, and I've definitely seen a change over the 5 years. And right now, today, I think it's beautiful the fact that the kids, it's like they don't see color. As a matter of fact, if you even say the word black, referring to the color of someone's skin, they think that you're being racist. Like, they don't even want you to say the word black. They'll be like, oh my gosh, that's racist. Because they are just, it's like they're innocent. They don't see color when it comes to building relationships. They just...
Then how do they know if it's... okay, you said they don't see color, they get offended if you say black. Because they're innocent, but how is it that they see if someone is racist or not? How do they know it's black? How do they know if you say someone's black is racist?
Well, okay, say that again.
Like, you're stating that they don't see color.
They don't see it in a derogatory way. Like, and they don't see it... If
they don't see it... Okay, I consider myself as black. So if they don't see it... Absolutely. Shut up.
I consider you as yellow.
See the stuff I have to deal with?
Am I a racist?
You're racist for calling me yellow, because yellow is not a nationality.
Okay, I'm sorry. I consider you as beige.
Oh, I'm beige now.
Yeah.
I got darker?
Beige is lighter than yellow, sweetie. Oh, do I need to teach you your colors? Beige is...
Anyways.
Wowzers.
Anyways. Go back to
my beige husband over here.
You just mad because you like a...
Sexy milk chocolate.
Sure, we'll add the sexy in front of there just to make you happy.
Well, you obviously married me.
What does that make you, a sexy milk chocolate? Whatever. Anyways, finish your story on your kids.
No, but honestly, I don't see just one race of students hanging out together. I just see a mixture, and I think it's beautiful. And I see,
because I was gonna say that because I coach football, youth football, and we have kids who are like from 11 to about 13, and I honestly see, like, when we have, like, in the area of the city that we're in, it's not that many black kids even on the team, for one. But even when there's like 5 black kids on the team, and there's like 4 white kids on the team, and then like everybody else is kind of like, whatever, we have like Asians, some Latinos, whatever. They usually migrate to each other naturally. I don't know if it's because like I don't know what it is. I thought that's what people just naturally did. And I remember when I was in high school, if you just go around in cliques, I mean, every now and then, yes, you see it. It's like mixed, but just it seems like naturally people kind of get. I don't know if it's I always felt like people hang out with who they look like.
Okay, I could say that I agree and disagree because growing up, I didn't necessarily do that, and because I didn't do that, because I didn't just migrate and only.
But you didn't do that though because you weren't hanging around anyone black because you were an ice skater, so you didn't know that either though too because you didn't even go to like regular school really. You got taken. So you're a professional ice skater.
Was, yeah.
Yeah, I said was, right?
Yeah,
I said was. You was
back in the day.
So basically, you were. I mean, how many black people ice skated besides you at your at your particular rink where you practiced at? How many other black people were there?
Me, and from time to time there was maybe one other black girl.
But consistently speaking, there was just you and then
me.
Everyone else, right? So your upbringing was a little bit different. See, when I grew up and I was in school, it was like, and I moved around a lot. I went to a lot of different schools, and it's like every single school that I went to, it wasn't so much like a racial thing, because I kind of get along. I actually get along with everybody. I mean, I don't know, it's just like the person that I am, but it just seems like I've always tended to go hang out towards more with black people, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. I just always felt like maybe because they look like me, or it happened. That's why I feel like segregation is like it's instilled into us in like a crazy way.
That's really interesting.
Cause like no matter what, like even when I had moved to this city, it's Imperial. It's like I don't know, probably 90% Mexican, basically. Probably if not more than that. Like the school I went to, I think there might have been like 3 black people there. And I promise you, me and the other 3 black people were friends. Like, I mean, I kicked it with everyone else. I didn't have a choice. Like, there's literally classes where it's just me and, I'm in a class with just a bunch of, it's like, I don't know, 20 minutes from the border, from the Mexican border. I don't know. But it's a lot of Mexicans live there. And it's just like, it was cool. Like I said, I have no problem with it. Like, a lot of my friends were, I mean, I still hang out with a lot of Mexican people. Or white people, whatever, it doesn't matter. But like just in general, like when I got there, I was like, oh, the black guy. It's like when I got on the football field, I was like, oh, he's the black guy. He must be fast. Oh, like, you know what I mean? It's like we get stereotyped like right away. And I feel like once we click up, it's like you go, oh, okay, that's the other black guy. We're supposed to hang out. Like when I didn't play, I'm not a basketball player. I stopped playing basketball before I got to high school. And they were like, oh, you're not gonna try for the basketball team? And like they were so shocked, like, oh, there's a black guy here and he's not gonna play basketball. Like, it was crazy, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I mean, I just always grouped people. I just always felt that people grouped themselves around not other nationalities, their same nationalities.
I mean, sometimes that happens. Probably in most cases, then not. But I mean, we live in California. You don't.
I think that's why
California is really different because you see more interracial dating in California. It's just, and it's I don't know, maybe it's always been a little bit different out here.
No, I agree with that 100%. I think it's just
my experience has just been completely different than that.
Yeah, I think it's because you grew up in like a world that was predominantly dominated by other nationalities too. Like when you're an ice skater, it's not like you're gonna see a lot of black people because most black people don't even know what the heck ice skating is.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
No shade, but I mean, it's like there's no ball involved. Like, what? It's cold? What? And then it's like stupid expensive, so.
But I mean, I just feel like there's been a lot of changes, especially over the past few years.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Go ahead.
I just don't see those things happening as much. I just see like a mix. I see different nationalities hanging out together. I see different I see everybody listening to different music. It's just.
I agree with that. I do see that more now. I do see that more now.
That's how it should be.
I agree. I do see that more a lot. I see it a lot more now, and I think that's always been the vision and the goal. And I think personally, that's how America should be. I don't know.
That's why I'm not surprised when I hear that Hillary Clinton is up there dabbing, trying to be black. I don't think.
I mean, I'm not saying that so much. She's trying to be black. Let me retract a little bit.
Yeah,
I think let me say she's trying to be cool. I don't think Hillary Clinton is sitting at home on the couch with Bill Clinton like, oh, let me learn how to dab.
But she might be.
I just doubt it.
You don't know.
I'm gonna have to watch the interview to see if she knew what the dab was before they even went out there.
I mean, I'm just barely learning.
Because like, did you see? You know who else was dabbing? I thought this dabbing stuff. Maybe it's just the dabbing stuff that went crazy. Though Cam Newton took it to the next level. He didn't even create it, but he should have got paid for it.
I mean, look at Watch Me Whip last year. You can't tell me there was not one person who did not know Watch Me Whip.
You're right.
People were whipping from every.
It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's just kind of crazy, like to see the president, a potential president. I don't know. I can go look. I guarantee we go look at Hillary Clinton videos and whatever dance was popular when she was around. When Bill Clinton was running, she wasn't doing it. And I feel like now it's like, oh, all of a sudden you want to dab.
Well, look at all the things Obama's done.
What? Like, what has Obama done that has not been what he's always done? No, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, Obama, he appeals to the younger generation because he's very, like, relevant all the time with dancing, music, conversation. He's, like, into pop culture. He's just a cool president. And I think Hillary, she might be into some of the same things. Who knows?
So you telling me we take Hillary's her iPod, and it's gonna have Migos
and Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap is gonna be
She's probably over there talking about.
And we take
Trap Queen.
If Hillary Clinton is talking Trap Queen, then I'm voting for her. If we get her, we need to get her playlist. We need to get her playlist. If we get Hillary Clinton's playlist, and she got Trap Queen on there. And she got Kanye's new album, which is amazing.
The Life of Pablo?
Yes, The Life of Pablo.
What is The Life of Pablo? Who is Pablo?
Whoever you want it to be. It could be Pablo Picasso. It could be Pablo Escobar. It could be but I think he's referring to Life of Pablo because he considers himself an artist. So therefore, Pablo Picasso. You know who Pablo Picasso is?
No. I have no idea.
I wouldn't be surprised. So Pablo Picasso
hold on. What do you mean you wouldn't be surprised? Why do you think
I'm just saying. I think you're cultured. Well, see, this is what I mean. You're like, if it's not ice skating and Fetty Wap, you don't really know anything.
If it's not ice skating and Fetty Wap?
Yeah.
Then I really don't know anything because I'm so out of the loop with ice skating. I mean, I haven't been to an ice skating.
So all you know is hip hop and Hillary Clinton dabbing then.
All I know? Oh my gosh. I don't even want to get into one of these conversations.
Wonder what conversations?
Nothing.
That's what I thought. Anti-Ways. What do you think about Kanye's album? I heard a little bit of it. We got off topic because we're supposed to be talking about how Miss the 106-year-old lady.
Yeah, but that was like so 10 minutes ago. The Life of Pablo.
Whatever.
Kanye's album. I really like what I've heard so far. That song, Ultra Light Beam, is just amazing. But let me ask you, do you think it's a gospel song? Would you consider that to be a gospel song?
Would I consider it to be a
Ultra
gospel
Light Beam
song?
With Kanye, The Dream, which I love The Dream. By the way, I'm so glad to hear The Dream singing. Kelly Price, Gospel Choir, and Kirk Franklin. Oh, and Chance the Rapper.
Chance the Rapper is a beast.
His spoken word in that is just so hard.
You called it a spoken word, not a rap.
Yeah, I definitely think that was a spoken
not
word.
a rap.
Yeah.
That was I actually had to go get some Chance the Rapper music like ASAP.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper is like, oh my god.
He did it for me.
So good.
That whole everything. But I don't know if I can say it's I guess technically speaking, yes, it is a gospel track because it's, I mean, what the job of the gospel is to preach the word and spread the knowledge of Jesus Christ and spread his mission. And in that song, that's what they're talking about is even Kirk Franklin has a prayer at the end where he's trying to win the lost people. And even in Chance the Rapper's verse, he's dropping Bible references. So, I mean, by means of definition, I mean, I guess technically saying, yeah, that would have to be a gospel track.
What do you think ultralight beam means?
I have no idea, and really? I haven't put any thought into that, actually.
Okay, I put some thought into it, and I'm not gonna lie, I totally went online and looked up this interview that Kelly Price did about her SNL performance, and she was giving kind of her perception on what ultralight beam meant, and it just made the whole song make sense. But the ultralight beam is that special light that God gives you. Like that special, like when you have a special calling and you're just and you're like a light to the world. It's like when you have that special gift. And that's what the ultralight beam is.
Oh, see? So
yeah, that's dope, right? And
so that's like when we so that's like when you're praying, like God says that you like be a light to the world.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's basically like a remix to This Little Light of Mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. But in
so
2016,
it's ultralight beam.
Right.
That's dope.
And even Chance the Rapper says, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." In his spoken word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is,
I just like the part where he says, "This is my part. Nobody else speak. This is my part. Nobody else speak." Like, whoo! I don't know why I put that on Facebook today. I don't know why that's like, I don't know, that part to me is just like, it made me want to just pause everything and just like dwell in the moment of the song.
And after he said, "This is my part, nobody else speak," that's where he said, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine."
And see, I got so caught up on "This is my part, nobody else speak," that I probably repeating in my head so many times I didn't even hear the rest of it. But that's when he also comes in and talk about the pillar of salt and all this other stuff that if you don't know your Bible, that's over your head.
Yeah.
Like, but anyways.
So, I have this idea because when I was doing church ministry, I was really heavily involved on the praise dance team at my church at the time. I was a praise dancer and choreographer. I got my degree in dance, and so I just have a passion for choreography. And even though I'm not really dancing right now, I still got this inspiration.
She's a personal trainer right now. We're gonna come with the fitness tip of the day later.
Oh, of course.
But
when I heard that song, I just got this really this cool vision of like a really dope praise dance to that song. Of course, I would have to find an edited version because there's a couple of cuss words.
I was actually listening to it today and I was like, oh, they're cussing in it though. So is it a gospel?
Yeah.
That's where it kind of detracts me from the gospel part of it. But at the same time, it's like.
But do you think a church would actually be accepting of that song being played and used in ministry? Because I think that was Kanye's. I think Kanye definitely was making a gospel song.
I think he danced on the line of attempting to make a gospel song. And it's like you said for praise dancing. But honestly, I mean, in today's churches, and in 2016, I think a lot of people would be so upset. But I think that would be mostly all the elders of the church.
They're more traditional.
And I think you would actually gain more followers to Christ dancing to a song like that. Because it's such powerful and impactful if you actually listen to it. And then when you put a visual to it, especially a praise dance visual to it, I think you actually gain the following. You would need the clean version because of, profanity is, it's frowned upon. But at the same time, it's like if you just listen to the message. I seen this, it's kind of like this quote. What is it? I'm a Christian, like I said, 100%. Believe in Jesus Christ, died for us. Raised to heaven, sitting on the right hand of God, Holy Spirit, Holy Trinity, all that, right? That's my belief system. I just think it was really cool. It kind of goes back to Eddie Griffin. I was seeing this quote where he said that Christians believe in Jesus Christ. He said Christians believe that Jesus Christ was the messenger. Muslims believe that Muhammad was the messenger. Buddhists believe that Buddha was the messenger. Like, he says a couple other people, I think. And he says, but the point is, did you get the message? And it's like, I think that ultimately, if our goal is to lead people to Christ and have people become followers of Christ and, let them know that, Jesus Christ died for your sins and you're forgiven and you can live a better life, it's not so much who the messenger is, but as so much as, did you get the message?
How the message, so it's not focusing on how the message is delivered?
No, I don't. I think the delivery of the message has to change, and I think that's where a lot of people break it, and I think that's why a lot of people in our generation don't believe in like core values. Like, for instance, like people be telling me, oh, you got married young, and I'm like, 25. Like, how much longer was I supposed to wait? You know what I mean? Like, we're not promised forever on this earth. Like, I don't feel like I'm even that young. Or people will be like, you see a lot of people talking about, oh, you gotta have fun in your 20s. Like, well, what's your definition of fun? Because the Bible tells us that you don't know the time or place when Jesus Christ is coming. So it's like, you have to be prepared now. So it's not so much say that again. You said it's not so much the way the message was delivered, right? How the message is delivered. I think that is more so irrelevant, because it's like, there's so many different type of media outlets. There's so many different ways to do it. Like the
check this out.
Spoken word, poetry.
There's a show called Preachers of Atlanta on Oxygen.
I haven't seen. I've seen Preachers of LA.
Okay, so they've had Preachers of LA, Preachers of, I want to say Chicago, but I'm not 100% sure if it was Chicago. But now they have Preachers of Atlanta, and I caught a little bit of it. And one of the pastors, a woman, she wanted to minister to strippers and prostitutes. So her way of ministering to them was dressing like a prostitute and pretending basically like she was a prostitute in order to relate to these women, to reel them in kind of, and then tell them about God. I don't know how I really felt about it.
Well, that I think
was extreme a little bit.
It's not so much an extreme, but it's ingenuine. It's like, I personally, it's ingenuine. Like, okay, first of all, she's not a prostitute, so how you gonna dress up as a prostitute and her talk to prostitutes?
Because she felt like if she came in her normal clothes, they wouldn't give her the time of day.
So I guess I'm wrong.
I think it was genuine.
I take it back. I don't believe. I guess how the message is delivered does matter, because if I'm a thug and you come dressed up, I'm so far from a thug, but I'm in we're on a corner in LA, and there's I don't know, a bunch of Crips, Bloods, or whatever. There's a bunch of gangsters on the corner, and they got on baggy pants and wearing colors. So the pastor has to come wearing baggy pants and the colors to talk to me? No. Those dudes aren't going to respect that person. I don't know how the prostitutes receive the lady, but if me personally, wouldn't receive it right.
Well, what ended up happening was she didn't even make it over to the women because...
Yeah, because God was like, nah.
No, but she did reach out to somebody, really genuinely reached out to this homeless man who had cancer. And it broke my heart. She even started crying. I almost started crying watching it because... And then she said, wow, God really had a change of events, because I'm thinking I'm coming out here to talk to all these women, but I didn't even think about, if I would reach any men. And this guy, he was homeless, he had cancer, and he had given up, and basically she ministered to him and offered to help him and stuff, and that was beautiful. But, I do think the whole point of it is that delivery is really important, and when you're in church doing any type of ministry, you don't want to offend the Holy Spirit. You have to be really careful, because I remember when I was praise dancing, we had to even be careful about what type of costume we would wear, our praise dance dresses. They couldn't be too low cut. They couldn't be, we couldn't show the form of our bodies because we didn't want to distract people from the Holy Spirit and the Holy Spirit moving on them. So maybe I'm thinking that Ultralight Beam would be a great song to perhaps choreograph a dance to and put it on YouTube.
And not have inside of
But not having inside of a church on like dancing at the altar, perhaps.
That makes sense. I think that makes sense. Because you don't want to have something to where it's like affecting. You don't want to affect the vision or the mission. But at the same time, like I said, I think how the word is delivered to people has to change from like the original form, because like a lot of people aren't going to church to hear a pastor speak for 45 minutes to an hour and a half anymore. So they're not hearing that message anymore. So when Kanye West comes out with songs like, Jesus Walks, and now he's coming out with the song Ultralight Beam, I think that grabs the attention in it. And if it does nothing else, it starts the conversation. And then ultimately, I think that's the whole goal. I mean, that's my whole goal, is to, I don't go around saying, oh, you should serve God, or oh, you should do that. But I go around and smile and say, how you doing?
But see, you smile and say how you're doing. Every time Kanye West is televised, he's just this angry maniac.
That's the other thing.
But see, I'm Team Kanye.
I'm like, because
his attitude sucks a lot of the time.
I think it's funny. I heard a crazy thing where it said Kendrick Lamar is doing what Kanye West thinks he's doing. I don't know who said it, but that mess was so like funny to me. But I think Kanye West is an amazing person, and what he does just doesn't make sense to how he wants to be viewed.
Okay,
does that make sense?
I
like
understand.
what he's doing makes sense. Like some of the rants and some of the things he says, if you could take away the I guess the energy or the what would it be, like the action behind it, like all the extras, and you just broke down the words,
like the anger.
I mean, I call it passion though, because I speak that way too sometimes.
Yeah, you speak like that way when we get into arguments, and what do I always tell you?
But it's not always arguments though. Like for instance, like I'm not always arguing. Sometimes it's just like I can be passionate about a topic, and then it's like it can come off as people might think I'm angry. But if I have strong feelings for it, I might raise my voice. I might throw my hands in the air. I might shake my head a couple times. And I feel like Kanye West does that, and so people see it as anger. But in actuality, he's just really speaking passionately about a situation.
Okay, Taylor Swift, and I'm not even Team Taylor, but she spoke passionately about her feelings at the Grammys. Did you not hear her acceptance speech when she won, what is it, Album of the Year for 1989?
That's a whole nother topic.
Came out like 2 years ago, but we won't even get into that. Yeah. Okay, so I guess on in Kanye West's new album, he makes a reference to Taylor Swift saying that he made that be famous.
But right? See, he said that, yes.
Okay, so when she...
In context, though, to my knowledge,
right,
from what I've heard in researching the same song, he asked her permission before putting that on record.
Okay, but we're not even getting into that yet. Taylor Swift, what I'm talking about speaking passionately. Kanye West speaks very passionately. Taylor Swift spoke very passionately, but Taylor Swift wins over America because of how she does it. When she waited until she accepted her Grammy, and then in her speech, she made a reference to that song by saying, there are going to be people out there who try to take credit for your fame. And then she waited like 5 seconds. And then she went on to say about how you can never nobody can ever take the credit for the hard work that you put in. She actually turned into like a motivational thing. I even thought I was Team Taylor for a few minutes because she so eloquently did it. Like, she knows how to be America's sweetheart. Kanye West, he has a very negative way of getting his point across.
I think this is my problem too. I'm not the type of person, I don't know. I don't care for I can be politically correct all day long.
And you can be politically incorrect.
But it's not, my opinion is not politically incorrect. It's who the person actually is.
But it's how you, don't even get me started. Because it reminds me of the conversation we had about Cam Newton at the Super Bowl. It's like the same thing. you have to know how to control yourself when you're in the limelight.
But that's only the politically sensitive world that we live in. Like, man, for instance, when I was growing up, if you got picked on or someone, and this, I'm thinking, like I said, I'm only 25. When you got picked on or someone started talking about you or telling jokes, they were picking on you. That was it. Like, there was nothing more to it. You either say jokes back or you get laughed at. Now it's anti-bullying. He called my son fat. Now my son wants to kill himself. Your son's fat.
But you've never been bullied before.
What do you mean? I have cousins that bully me all the time. You think you just bullied me in this doggone podcast?
I didn't bully you.
You called me yellow and beige. If you go out to school, go to schools right now, you call someone yellow and beige, you're bullying, you're doing this, that, and the other.
It was the way that I said it was not harmful. It was in a joking way.
Are you serious?
Was like...
How do you say something harmful? So you're telling me right now. Okay, what about cyberbullying? So if someone posted on my Facebook right now, you're beige, that's cyberbullying, right?
Okay, it's so different. You have to look at I keep telling you, you have to look at the context of a whole entire situation.
I think people sensitive.
No. The thing is that you can't relate to this situation because you've never been bullied.
And you picked on all the time. What are you talking about?
You grew up in a family where you guys talk about each other and you guys...
That's getting bullied. That's what I'm saying.
No, but you guys talk about each other. It's like a session. Like it's
that's what it is. You get roasted.
Kicks and giggles.
Roasted.
But in the
session.
Real world,
but that is the real
people
world.
People have hearts and emotions.
No, people are
you
sensitive.
Can't just go say
no, people cry because you call.
Oh
if a fat person is fat, they mad because you call them fat.
Because
it's a fact.
You shouldn't.
My nigga, you're fat. It's a fact.
You don't have to be the one to tell somebody that.
Okay, so who's gonna tell them? After they die? Oh, you have diabetes now. Like, I love the joke where it says, diabetes run in my family. No, the problem is no one runs in your family. Like
you're a bully.
I'm not a bully. It's just facts.
Are. Because
it's like me calling you skinny right now. Oh, you're skinny. Like, what people do when oh, you're skinny. Oh, so now girls go throw up. He said I'm skinny. Like, everything is a problem. The world is so sensitive.
I have a true, genuine, thing right here about people who go around giving their opinions when they're not needed. Like, don't go talking about somebody and giving them your opinion. I have this, okay. I've been in situations where people have just come up to me and told me what they think about me, like whether it was my looks or my personality. And I'm like, dude, I really don't need your opinion because I can have 20 things to say about you right now. But I'm not going to do that because I wasn't brought up that way.
But see, that's my point though. It's someone else's opinion, and that's when it becomes on the person to choose whether they decide whether they want to accept that person's opinion or let that person's opinion be just that, their opinion.
But if you're a wise person, you would know that you don't need to go around giving your opinion to everybody. I don't need somebody's opinion from someone who wants. First of all, a lot of times...
So why did Jesus Christ go around saying, hey, you can't hear, huh? Let me help you hear.
That's not an opinion. That was a fact.
That's what I'm saying. If you're fat, you're fat. What's wrong with that? So
that's so mean. So you don't need to bully people.
Okay, so I'm semi in shape. I like to work out, right?
Semi in shape.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm in shape, but I'm on my way there. I believe you're forcing me to be healthy. I have to eat healthy and all this other stuff. We have a bunch of whatever healthiness, right? So if I go to someone and say, hey bro, you know what? You're fat. And I want to work out with you to help you get unfat. How, people call that bullying.
That is bullying.
But it's a fact. You're fat. There's charts that says you're obese. When you look in the mirror, you know you're obese. It's like saying it's like telling a girl, oh, your hair is short. Like, oh, you're going to cry. No, your hair is short. Like you compare to this person, her hair's long. Look at your hair. It's short. I'm not being a bully. I'm not being mean. It's a fact.
But why do you have to say it? Why? What's the point?
Okay.
I hate when people do that.
This is what happened with me.
Hold on. I hate. I'm putting it out there to the world. I hate when people do that. It's so rude and unnecessary.
For instance, for me, it helped me out. I was fat. I got up to 240 pounds. And no one told me that I was getting fat.
I told you were pokey.
Pokey's not telling me that I'm fat. My big homie, I can shout him out. Shout out to Don Dub, Follow him on the gram, everything. He's a Christian rapper, producer. He does it all. That's my dude, Christian Alliance Music. Check him out, Don Depp. That's my dude. My dude hit me one day and was like, "Hey, you getting kind of big, bruh." And I was like, "Dang." I was like, "Man, I know." He was like, "Nah." He said, "I was like, I'm back in the gym now." He said, "Oh, you like, oh, that's from weights?" I was like, "Nah." He said, "Oh, okay, yeah, you getting kind of big." I was like, "Yeah, I'm dropping." Like my dude, and then
but the way he said it was friendly, wasn't offensive.
Friendly, he hit me in my stomach and said, "You getting kind of big, bruh."
But he was a friend. It was.
But that's what I'm saying. Like so, like he could have said, "You're getting fat, bruh." Like it's the same thing. And
he wasn't bullying you.
He didn't offer me any advice to get better. He literally was like, "Hey, bro. I seen you. I used to be in shape. You know, I had my little six pack cracking. You know what I'm saying? With orange chest is rolling. You know what I'm saying? I was straight. Then I got comfortable, and then I got big. And everyone told me, "Oh, you're buff. Oh, you look so swole." And I used to tell myself like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." But then I started to actually believe what all these people were telling me. "Oh, I'm just kind of buff out here. Oh, yeah, I'm just kind of big." And the next thing you know, I'm fat. And then I started losing weight. Guess what happens when I lose weight? Everyone's like, "Oh, man, you lost so much weight. You were fat. Why didn't no one tell me?"
I think there is a difference when people genuinely care about you and they give you their opinion to like help you, and when people really don't have your best interest and they're just talking out of their neck.
But it's not so much best.
No, hold on. Talking out of their neck just to bring you down because they have some type of insecurity. But
he's bigger than me, so it's not from an insecurity.
That is not even bullying. I mean, I've had people come up to me and say all types of things. I've had people talk about me.
But if I was sensitive, I could have taken it as bullying. Oh man, my bro just called me fat. I could have taken it as bullying.
No.
That's my point.
You just know. You know when somebody is literally trying to bring you down and when somebody's genuinely trying to help you.
But I think it goes back to their
and some people there's people out there that talk about everybody. Like they're talking about this person's looks, that person's looks, this person's looks. It's like, why are you talking about the way everybody looks? Do you not like the way you look?
You know what? Speaking about looks, I think that people don't like the way they look. And you know what I think you should do right now? Since you are a certified personal trainer, I think you should tell us some fitness tips then on how we can look better.
Okay.
What's your fitness tip of the day?
My fitness tip of the day is to only eat to the point to where you're not hungry anymore, and don't eat past that point. As in, when you're full, stop eating.
But this is my problem.
Don't overeat.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people have this problem because this is my problem. I think it's from growing up. I got a plate in front of me, and I was told to eat what's on your plate. And then now that I'm older, I can have food in front of me. It ain't gotta be a plate, but if I have access to food, I would just eat it. Like the other night, I was just like, I wasn't even hungry, but I'm like eating pretzels and just like snacking, like just to do it.
And that's why you didn't reach your goal weight.
That's not.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I'm on like a super low carb diet right now.
Not when you're snacking all night. When I go to sleep.
That's not all night when you go to sleep. That was just last night, and it was pretzels.
Whatever. All I'm saying is that.
But no. So my question is like, so if you're giving me a tip, though, okay, so stop eating when you're full. My question is, how do you know when you're full? Because to me, there's like two different versions of full. Because now I do eat healthier now, so I know the difference. But I think a lot of people don't know the difference between being full and then overeating.
Okay, so basically the best thing that you can do is eat more meals throughout the day. Eat smaller meals, smaller proportions, rather than eating fewer, bigger meals. Because what happens is when you wait a long time to eat, you put your body into a starvation mode. And then you eat to fill... You eat because you're starving, so you just eat a lot more than you would have... than you wouldn't have eaten if you would have had smaller meals. So basically, don't let yourself get into that starvation mode. Whenever you feel yourself get hungry, eat something, but eat a smaller amount till that hunger feeling goes away.
Okay, see, that's the question. And so, like, how do I know if I'm full? Because some, like, for instance, like Thanksgiving, I know I'm full when I can't eat another bite. But that's overeating, right? That's
overeating. You don't have to stuff yourself.
How do you stop before you get to the point of stuffing yourself in?
When you don't feel the hunger feeling anymore.
So even if I take like one piece of like bread and I eat it and I don't feel hungry anymore, then that means I'm full.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. And you want to add any other?
Because people tend to overeat because most people, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it because you have to go off of the convenience of your lifestyle, but a lot of people tend to eat maybe 1 big meal a day or 2 big meals a day, and a lot of people tend to skip breakfast. But breakfast is the most important meal that fuels you for the entire day. If you have a bigger breakfast, you're not going to be as hungry during lunch and as hungry during dinner. So what you want to do is try to eat like a king for breakfast. You want to try to eat like a prince for lunch, and then try to eat like a peasant for dinner. Meaning, have your largest meal in the morning, have a medium-sized meal, around lunchtime, and then a smaller meal for dinner, and then in between have a little snacks. And when you have your snacks, try to stay away from anything that's processed, refined sugars.
So everything in America.
Not everything.
We'll have that for the next one. You can have
fruits and vegetables, and my favorite, raw almonds.
We'll have that one for the next one. Any other fitness tips of the day?
Work out. Exercise. Get at least
How long do you think you should work out? Like per day? Like, should you work out every day, every other day? Like, and like the duration, like duration. Duration. Whatever. Forgive my speech.
I believe that you should.
I dropped out of college.
A minimum of 5 days a week.
5 days a week.
Yes. And you don't have to work out 5 consecutive days. You can work out 3 days, take a rest day, work out another 2 days, take a rest.
So however you want. Back to that. So
I recommend at least 5 days a week. And I recommend doing a good 30 minutes to 1 hour of exercise, because exercising is not only good to help you maintain a healthy weight, but exercising is a great stress reliever. It's something positive for your body. It helps with preventing diseases. It's just good for your blood flow. It's good for your breathing. If you want to live longer, then you should really consider what it is you're putting into your mouth and getting some exercise.
Put it into your mouth. Just
don't get any ideas. No, but honestly,
hey, we married. I'm saying.
I'm just saying not tonight. But no, really, what I'm saying is that
we're gonna edit that part out, because go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is, pay attention to what you put into your body. Pay attention. Read labels. If you don't know what any of the ingredients are, they're just a bunch of big words, and maybe you probably shouldn't eat them.
So if it's basically science class all over again.
Carbon monoxide, ditrioxide.
We're going to just act like that didn't happen.
Yeah, well,
so basically if you're reliving science class, then you probably shouldn't eat it.
Yes, and if you're reading the back of the label and you see high fructose corn syrup, run.
I heard that was just another form of sugar.
Oh my gosh, run, unless you want diabetes.
Really?
Yeah.
But everything has high fructose corn syrup.
Not everything. Not the 100% cranberry juice that you and I drink every day.
Like I said, she's forcing me to be healthy.
Not the 100% everything that you're drinking.
But yeah, so to wrap it all up, any final thoughts?
God is good.
God
and so
is
am
good.
I.
Anyway, so
and don't be a bully.
If you see a fat person,
all willy-nilly, please.
If you see a fat person, it is okay to say, "Hey, bro, you fat."
No, it's not.
You might encourage them and save their lives.
No.
Because if you don't tell them that they're fat, they might end up being like me, blowing up way over the weight that they should be, and then they're gonna end up having diabetes. They're gonna die young, and then you're gonna feel sad because you could have told them that they were fat 3 years ago. So if you see a fatty out there, I like to call them fatties to make them feel a little bit better. If you see a fatty out there, let them know, hey, bro.
You are a fatty.
I told you I'm low-key a fatty right now, and I'm okay with that because I have an active lifestyle, so therefore I'm actually healthy. I'm a healthy fatty. Like, I lift more weights than I weigh.
Why are you defending your fattiness?
But I'm not saying I'm not defending. But see, that's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. Because that's the problem. People don't have an awareness that they're fat.
Okay, but you don't have to say that. You don't.
But people don't know. Like,
but you don't have to say that. There's nicer words. Use your words.
That is using my words.
Use your words. Like, think about.
Some people don't know they're fat. I personally know I'm fat. I do I do an hour of cardio a day.
I'm gonna pray for you.
I eat healthy. I drink about a gallon of water. I'm benching over 300 pounds. My squat is over 400 pounds. I mean, check me out. Like I said, look at my Instagram. You see the arms, you see the shoulders, you see the chest. I'm out here. But anyways, that was our first episode of He Said.
She thinks, and what she thinks is better than what he said.
No, he said is right. She thinks, how that goes.
What he says is being a bully. And
all my fellas, you know how they go. So he said, if you see a fatty, call him a fatty. She thinks that
you shouldn't call people fat. And when we have kids, I will never allow my kids to call people fat. And I will actually spank them for being rude.
And then daddy will come save them and be like, all I did was say he was a fatty, daddy. And I'm like, good job. As long as he was actually fat. But anyways,
that's not going to happen.
Remember this. Take this with y'all. As always, you are exactly where you want to be in life at this very moment, whether you choose to believe it or not. Just remember, successful people are always happy with the position that they're in, because they understand and know that they have created the position that are in. I ain't unsuccessful. I'm pretty successful, but it's the unsuccessful people in the world that tend to be like to blame and bring up excuses for their circumstance. Like I said, it's all about self-awareness. Like, I'm aware of the fact that I'm not in like super peak physical form, but I'm aware of the fact. Aware of that, therefore I know that I control and have the ability to change my situation. So like I said, you are exactly where you want to be in life at this very moment, whether you choose to believe that or not. He said, she thinks. We out.